Good afternoon, YouTube. Got home from work, checked out a video, and it was John over there at Lamley doing a pretty impressive video of Auto World. And just so happens that tonight I was getting my Auto World cars off the display shelf, put away, getting them all put away in their little boxes that they come with. So thought to myself, I'll do a little video too. My Auto World collection isn't on the same level as his, but I still have some pretty nice pieces that I wanted to show. So the car you're looking at here, this Dodge Dart Swinger, was not just the first Auto World car that I bought. It is the first Auto World casting that I ever owned, but it's also one of the very first cars I purchased when I started collecting. Back in like March or April-ish of 2015, when I really started getting heavy into it. So it's a cool car. I like the color. The alternative color for that release was this one here, which is also pretty awesome. And it has since come out as a license premium, which I actually found the raw of the license premium, which has the vinyl top. I don't have that casting. I don't have the I don't even have the regular of that casting, but I do have a couple other colorways that have come out more recently, like this. It's like a burgundy or almost maybe a root beer color. And then this color, which is awesome. This is a fantastic color. It looks really good. So those are the four variations I have of the Dodge Dart Swinger. I also picked up an Auto World car today, limited to 1,256. It's from Premium Series 2017 Release 2, number 6. And it's the 2017 Ford Mustang GT. But before I show it, I have here a 2000 and... See, that's the thing with these Auto World cars. They don't even have the year and model on the base. So another reason why it's worth keeping the packaging. But here is this yellow. And I think these are the same tool. So don't forget when you buy your Auto World cars, I say this in, every time I mention it, because I seem to see a lot of people that forget about it or don't do it, but don't forget to keep your plastic molding because it goes into the box and it keeps your car from rattling around. So the yellow one is probably a 2015 or 2016. But I do think it's the same tool as this 2017. So, wow. In the package, it looks okay. It looks really good out of the package. That is an awesome car. And I would definitely say those are the same tool. So, really cool. You can see the top on the blue one is painted black. Just great detail on these cars. Awesome. Really happy that I was able to find that. And then here is a true LE. I think a lot of collectors aren't really aware of these. They're pretty limited and they're pretty rare. I've showed this a few times. An Auto World 1/64 scale Dodge Challenger. It is super nice. I think these were around $15 when they came out. And I think they were only available at Toys R Us. And from what I understand, they kind of just sat there and didn't sell real well. But I found this at a diecast show for like $3. and it was in the packaging, so I picked it up. Doesn't roll very well, but all of the detail is definitely there. It's an awesome Auto World piece. So I guess, gosh, I know this view is back by popular demand, but I don't think this view is going to work very well for this video. So I'm going to show a few cars, and then I'm going to pick up the camera, and we're going to take a look at some stuff. So the only, I do have a small collection of the deluxe models. I'm not a big fan of the deluxe because of the plastic base and the plastic wheels. Honestly, it's not so much that they have plastic base. That doesn't bother me at all. I wish they had rubber tires. Really, why I don't collect them is I'm just not a big fan of the models. But there are some that I really do like the El Camino and the Buick. I would love to see them put those cars in the premium lineup. Here's one. I would love to see this in a premium release with a metal base and rubber tires, because the detail for a basic car is sick. I know this is an ultra red, but the regular release has the same amount of detail. It's just a different color. And there is a ton of detail in these things. They look great. And this is like a $3 or $4 car at retail, so awesome car. That's the only deluxe model I brought out. Couple of ultra reds that I wanted to show it. I didn't bring them all out, but this one was recently cracked open. In fact, John over there at Lamley just cracked this same one on his video today. It's a very nice ultra red. The red and white really complement each other. I think it looks a lot nicer than the brown one. Here's one. Oh, I dropped it. So this is, I don't know what year, because again they don't have the year and make on the base, but I think it's like a 67 Ford Mustang. Really cool casting, and I don't remember which release this one came out in, but really cool casting. And then the last ultra red that I'm going to show, I love this little casting. That's the reason I got this ultra red, was just because I like the casting so much. I got the red one and the silver one, and decided that I wanted to get the ultra red. And it was pretty tough to find at first when it came out. I think it's pretty readily available nowadays. Yeah, these have been sitting on the shelf for so long. There's a lot of dust on them, but I went through and tried to clean them all off for the most part. Here's another one. Gosh, I don't know what year this is off the top of my head, but another nice late model Ford Mustang. And you can just see how nice the detail is with these Auto World cars. Look at that Mustang emblem there on the back. Now there is a paint flaw on this one. You can't always expect perfection when you're dealing with stuff this small, but it is pretty close. This is probably the best, most detailed American brand that you can pick up. The only thing better, in my opinion, and I think most people that collect both would agree, is TLV. I think the people that might argue with you on that are people that don't collect TLV. But they are definitely more detailed than Auto World. But Auto Worlds are definitely very nice. So those are a few of the late model cars. They don't do a lot of them, just the Mustangs, and then this one here, that Dodge Challenger, which hasn't come out in a premium release, but the Hennessy Camaro. They also do the Callaway Corvette, which I don't have. This is one of the rare models that has lensed detail. The Ford GT, the Hennessy Camaro, the Challenger are some of the few cars that they use lensed detail on. But that is a sharp looking car. I would love to get this Ultra Red. If any of you have it and you want to make a trade, if you're looking for some Kyosho or some TLV, let me know. I will work something out with you. Awesome car, the Hennessy Camaro. And let's do a couple more here. Let's do some Ford GTs. These castings are awesome. These are true to scale. So the Ford GT is actually a pretty small little car. And I guess, well, here, I'll use this Ford Country Squire as a scale reference. So those, well, there you go. Those line up there at the back. You can see how much bigger the Ford wagon is than the Ford GT. But this thing is awesome with the, what do they call that? A blue strike tire or something like that. I don't know the term they use, but with the Goodyear tires, the wheels look amazing. Got some sponsor badges on there. Even the interior is highly detailed. So, very cool car. And then the newest one, just as cool, is this one here. And the wheels are different, but they're just as cool. You know, it's just different. They almost remind me of a Matchbox wheel with more detail. Just awesome. So, those are your Ford GT40s. And with that, I'll do a couple more. Probably my favorite Auto World casting would be between this and one of the Cadillacs, but I really like the Roadrunner a lot. It is coming back out in the premium in blue, and I don't remember the other color, but I will definitely be scooping those up somehow. Probably on the secondary market, I'm sure. But this is just an awesome casting, great detail. Really nice lines on this car. And that came out in 2 colors. There's the red one. I do have one of these for sale right now on eBay. So if any of you are interested, it's not an inexpensive piece, but I have it listed. It started at $1. It's at like $13 right now. I think there's 4 days left. But it's this red Roadrunner with the black Cadillac DeVille and the Plymouth Fury Christine. And they're all mint in the package. So it's a lot of the 3. So, you know, you might get yourself a good price on the lot of the 3 of those, because it would probably cost you around $50 or $60 to buy those 3 cars individually. Another one that looks amazing out of the package is this Mach 1 Ford Mustang. Looks totally amazing out of the package. I mean, it really looks good. Fantastic detail. It's got a great stance. All the proportions on it are correct. The wheelbase is correct. You don't have any of those issues like you tend to have with a lot of green light cars. Auto World doesn't seem to have any wheelbase issues whatsoever. I don't think there's a single casting where they have a goofy wheelbase. With green light, I can name a few. Another one that looks good, this Challenger. I'm not the biggest fan of this casting. I like it okay in gold. The red one doesn't look that great to me. It looks pretty good in gold though with the black top. But yeah, that is pretty sharp looking there. Check out the detail. But I like this one better. This is the RT. I think that one was the Rally. And then this one here, I think, is the RT. Doesn't roll quite as well, but man, it looks good. I saw one of these the other day in black, and I didn't get it, and I should have, because it's gone. And it looks so killer in black. That is awesome. So Auto World definitely does a pretty amazing job with these castings. Here's a Trans Am. Look at how sweet that thing looks. So that's your Firebird Trans Am. And then here is your, I don't know if this one's a Trans Am or not, but to me this one looks quite a bit more like a base model. Still awesome though. Now this is true 1:64 scale. So if you were to put an M2 Camaro, which is pretty close to the same car, up to this, the M2 Camaro is significantly bigger, which is why I believe M2 runs big, because these are true to scale. But that's just awesome. All right, what else we got here? Cruise this Mustang over. This was a licensed premium. So with Auto World, you have your deluxe, which is your basic car. It's a $3 to $4 price point, and it is plastic wheels, plastic base. And then your next step up is premium, which is a $5 to $6 price point, and it's metal body, metal chassis, rubber tires. And then from there, you have a license premium, and I don't know if they're doing the license premium anymore. I think they're actually not doing that line right now. But the license premium is just like the premium. I think a lot of people think it's a step up, and it is, but it's only a package license. It's not a casting license. So the castings in the license premium, they're not going to be any better quality than in the premium. They're all metal on metal with rubber tires. They all have equal quality paint jobs and graphics and all that stuff. So it's just the packaging. That's where you're paying that extra $1 or $2 to go from the premium to the license premium. Now this is a license premium, and it looks pretty sick. It's got the white rally stripes on it. Awesome looking Ford Mustang. The same casting as with the premium model is right here. You still have all the same details. Just sweet. GT390. Awesome car. Awesome. The detail is just so incredible in these cars. This one, when this one came out, it threw a lot of people off because in the package, it can be tricky to tell if it's a raw. And I don't think they're doing raws anymore either. Everything is so limited now. They're about 12 to 1,300 pieces per release. So, fairly limited. Here's an oddball casting. And this one was actually really hard to find in my area. Well, here, there's two. One of these was super easy to find. This one was really easy to find. In fact, there's still 3 or 4 of these hanging on the pegs at my local Target. This is the Mercury Comet Cyclone. And it is an awesome car, kind of an oddball car, but really cool, really good detail. But the one that was impossible to find for me was this one here, which is the Mercury Comet Caliente. And it's in this ugly color, but these are all factory colors. So it's all not just period correct, but it's actually factory colors. So this is a factory color option, and they're doing a really cool brochure car with this casting that's coming out, where basically the car is a rainbow from front to back, and it just has across the car all the different colors that the car was available in. So that is one casting I'm going to want to pick up. Another casting that I'm going to want to pick up is this one here, which is coming out as a lead sled, and it looks really sick. That one's going to be a hobby exclusive. This is the first release of this Kingswood Estate wagon. I know my lighting here isn't good, but you can see the wood paneling on this is just a solid brown paint color. There is no granular effect. I don't know if that's even a word, but with the latest release, they started tampoing it. Although this one looks more like a pixelated error. It just doesn't look right to me, but a lot of them tend to look like that. So I think a better example would be this Ford Country Squire, because same thing on this. It's just a solid brown color. This is the first release of the Country Squire. But then here in the latest releases, you have the tampoed wood grain effect, and it looks much, much better. That is a killer wagon. These are great cars to collect if you're a station wagon fan. These Dodge Polaris are pretty dope. These are your I think more your base models or basic models, and then came out with a couple different color options. You can see you will find paint flaws on these. Not everything is going to be perfect all the time. Look at that detail. And then they kind of revamped the Polara and came out with the Max Wedge, which is they call it a new tool, but what they will do is they will retool the car and then they'll release it as a new tool, which is kind of deceiving because it's the same casting, it's just a different hood. And it might have some subtle differences on the grill or whatever, but the actual casting of the car is the same tool. But you can see the difference on these is in with these hoods. Those are actual air intakes that are, the holes are actually cast into the hood. Well, if I can open that. That's another thing too with these Auto World cars. The hoods line up so nice. They close so tight. There. Oh wow, it just springs back closed. I don't know if you'll be able to see it here, but you can see those are actual. A lot of cars this scale, they will just cast those and then paint them black to give it the effect. But that's an actual intake on the hood. Now this car, the Max Wedge, it's an awesome look. It has the chrome hubcaps on the front wheels, and then the rear wheels are just white. It came out with a few different colors. That's the white one. And then it came out, I don't know, this isn't necessarily the order, but it came out in a red color. Same exact car, but red. And then it came out in a black color, which is my personal favorite. Black Auto World cars are just totally sick. My camera's not really going to pick it up, but And everything with Auto World is in twos. It's a release A and a release B, and I think now it's even a release C and a release D. So I only have three of the colors. There's at least one more color of this. I don't know what it is. I'm thinking it might be blue. But the black one is my favorite. That came as a random act of kindness from Champion DJK. Another casting that they do very, very well, better than anybody, and everybody casts this car. Hot Wheels, Johnny Lightning, Greenlight. M2 might be the only one that doesn't. Matchbox does it. But Auto World does it far and away better than anybody else. Look at that car. That's a dark color. Maybe I should do it. Let me bring a lighter color in here. It just looks so killer. It just like, you know, the green light ones are just hard to even appreciate. As nice as they are, they're hard to appreciate when you get used to these, because these are so incredible. The stance is fantastic. The proportions, everything about it. Everything about this car. So Auto World is crushing it. Here's a Ford Galaxy. This was a peg warmer. Probably a pretty easy one to find. But they did bring it out. I don't know what this is called, but it's like a more souped up version of it. This, I think, came out in black too. I wouldn't mind having that one. Now, you have to be careful with these. A lot of these, probably actually most of them, the top is plastic. So you got to be careful, because if you drop it or something, the top will pop off. And then you're going to be stuck with a broken car. But that thing is awesome. And then Plymouth Fury. Notice on this how the windows are open, because that is a trait that is different than the Christine, which has a closed window and they're blacked out. And the crazy thing about this casting is, even having blacked out the windows, they still went to the trouble to put an interior in this car. This is one of the three cars in that lot with the Roadrunner. So if you don't have the Christine and you're interested in it, I do have one listed on eBay. It's a good opportunity for you to get a really cool car that has gotten pretty tough to find. This is another one of my favorites. This one has, I think, one of the nicest engines. The engine in this is sick. Can't see it very well there, but this is the Oldsmobile Cutlass 442 in black. And there is actually one of these at my local Hobby Lobby. There's one in black, and then the Hobby Lobby, the other Hobby Lobby close to me, has a red one. But it's just so sick. I love it. Here are probably my two least favorite Auto World cars. This is the Ford Galaxy convertible. But the ultra red of this is damn near impossible to find. I don't even know that I've ever seen it. Not a big fan of the convertible. And I'm not a big fan of this Dodge Dart Phoenix. There's something about this car. It's a unique car. It's kind of cool, I guess, that somebody did it in this scale. I'm just not a fan of it at all. All right, let's see. Here's another license premium. This actually just came out again in a premium release. This is the Chevelle. I don't know if it's a 65 or 66. If it does say on the base, it's too small for me to read it, but check out those wheels. Incredible detail. Chevelle SS. Wow, those wheels look so good. You don't realize how good they look when you're looking at them because they're so small, but when you get them here on camera, blown up a little bit, they really look good. Actually, probably my favorite wheels from Auto World. This one, if I remember correctly, has a pretty nice engine too. A lot of detail. Alright, so getting into some more of my favorite castings. I was really excited when they came out with these Eldorados. Came out in this almost like a frosty blue color. And then it came out in this red color. And the packaging, this is kind of deceiving because at first glance you might mistake it for an ultra red. But really cool car. And then they just re-released it again in a cream color, which I have not found. And then in black, and you cannot go wrong with a black Cadillac. I was stoked to find it. I was really happy that it was the black one. The downside of finding the black Cadillac is that you get the white Ford GT. If you find the Gulf Blue Ford GT, you get the cream color Cadillac. So personally, if I had to take my pick between the black Cadillac or the Gulf Ford GT, I would take the black Cadillac. And then here is another black Cadillac. This is the DeVille, which has not yet been re-released, but I'm sure it's coming. This is the third car that I have. So it's this one, the Christine, and the red Roadrunner. Three really nice cars, mint in the package. And it's an opportunity to get all three of them at what I think will end up being a pretty good price for the buyer. And I have two of these loose and one on card, so figured I would sell the carded one. It is a beautiful piece, though. And so that came out in black, and then it also came out in this cream color. This is about the color of the other DeVille that just came out. So really cool. These are the land yachts. So you have the land yachts, the muscle wagons, classic muscle, I think is what another one's called. Like this one here is sick. I don't know what the black cars from Auto World just look so good. Now this is gonna end up being like a 40-minute video. Another casting that I've kind of forgotten is this Pontiac Grand Prix, which is another really nice casting. Now, by the way, on Round 2's website, they are coming out with 4 new tools this summer. So does that mean they're getting on board with M2 and Greenlight with the JDM stuff? I don't think that's going to happen, but I am very curious to see what the new castings are. I think they announced one of them, and it is not an import casting. But that is actually kind of exciting, I think. But that's a really cool casting there, the Grand Prix. This lighter color might look a little better. A champagne color. And then I guess last but not least would be the Impalas. There are two different Impala castings that have come out. The first one being the 1966. Just so nice looking. I just wish they would make a little, a little bit of an improvement on their wheels. And if they would do that, they would be more incredible than what they already are. If they had one weakness, if I had one negative thing to say about Auto World, it would be the wheels. But actually, I would say it'd be their catalog, and then number two would be the wheels. Their catalog is weak. It's nothing but recolors. Let's just put out this Impala in 12 different colors, and the collectors will just buy up every color, and then when we get done with that, we'll put it out in 12 new colors. How about you go buy a Porsche license? That's what collectors really want. But anyways, so that is your 66. Here's another color. And then my personal favorite is the 70. This is a pretty hideous color here. But the 70 has the black vinyl top. I don't know. It's a little bit bigger. It's longer. For some reason, I like the 70 better. That's a pretty hideous color. Here's a better color of the 1970. So that's going to wrap it up. Now, I'm going to just do a glance over because we're creeping up here on 40 minutes. So try to get this. So here we have the Ultra Reds that showed up to the party with the Buick. Got the Mustang, got the Cuda, and the Kingswood Estate. These Mustangs and Camaro look awesome. Trans Ams look really good too. And then the newest addition to the collection, 2017 Ford Mustang. I really like those wheels. You know, the yellow one, the wheels, it's the same wheels, but they're black, and you just can't see anything with the black wheels. So I really like that they came out in gray. Here you go with my personal favorite Auto World casting, 1973 Plymouth Roadrunner. A casting that should get more love than it does. Look at the street stance on that thing. That is incredible. Take a look while we're looking at street stances. Here's the street stance on the Roadrunner. I hate to say it, but I think the Mustang has a nicer stance. There's the Mustang in blue. Same thing. Killer stance. Get the street stance on a Chally. Pretty good. How about a TA? That actually looks really good too. If you guys have any questions please feel free to comment below. Or if you're on Instagram, feel free to direct message me. I try to respond to everybody. So feel free to leave your thoughts below. But this is a brand, if you like premium detailed diecast, this is probably going to be a brand you're going to want to collect. I have over 70 models here, which I know is probably about half of what old Lamley Group has. But I went a while, you know, I collected these quite a bit early on, and then I stopped because of all the retread castings. So that's why I stopped buying Auto World. And just recently I've started picking up models here and there. Anytime they put out a model that I like the Cadillac DeVille, or the Eldorado, or the Roadrunner, I will pick those up. And I grabbed this one because there aren't a lot of late model Auto World cars in this scale. And you can see I only have those 5 plus that black Challenger. So the rest of it is all classic car. Anyways, that's going to do it for the video. I hope you liked. Sorry it's really long, but if you have any questions, feel free to comment. And I will holler at the next video. You all have a good night.